No matter how big or small your business is, there is one common denominator, and that is customer relations. It determines how well or how bad your business does. My name is Omobolanle Adeshui, welcoming you aboard to Business Hub this evening. And today we will be talking about customer relations. I have with me live in the studio a financial expert, and his name is Laolu Omorinde. He would be discussing this issue with me right here on IATV, channel 181 on Star Times. Good evening, Laolu.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining me on Business Hub today.
It's my pleasure.
So customer relations, what exactly does it mean?
When you talk of customer relationship, it entails you giving your customer utmost satisfaction on the services or products you are offering to your customer. Take for instance, if I come to your, maybe you have a store, I come to your store to get something, I should be able to get that product without any hitch. One, you've satisfied me in getting it easily. Two, the product I'm getting, I should not find any fault whatsoever with the product. You have satisfied me as well in that area. Three, after the usage of the product, I should be able to refer you to other people. And that is the key point of customer relationship. Referral. Most times, most organizations, they stop at number one, which is offering their services. The usage and the referral aspect of it is always out of the whole equation. And that's why in most organizations, customer services are extremely poor. So
let's talk about the importance of customer service to every business in Nigeria.
When you talk of customer service, it entails a lot of things, a lot. Right from the point you get a product to the point you are able to refer. You can only refer when you are satisfied. If you are not satisfied, you can't refer anybody. But until you get to the point of referral to another person to make use of your product, customer service is still on. You are still on with the customer service satisfaction for the client. So when you talk of customer service, it entails a lot of things, and there are procedures that you need to follow. And that's why you see organizations that are serious. I mean, they really want to stay in business. They spend fortunes training, retraining their customer care officers.
Thank you. Now, so many organizations, especially in this our climate, do not value customer relationship. Why is this so?
Two things I can ascribe to that inadequacies. One, the environment we are. You know, we are in an environment whereby familiarity breeds contempt. Most times we take things for granted because of the environment we are. You are my paddy, I'm your paddy. So even when you are not satisfied with the way things are going, but because you are from the same environment, you are from the same area, you tend to let me keep quiet so that they will not find me condemning or whatever. And that's one of the major issues we have in this part of the world. I can be your husband, I can be your wife, I can be your brother, I can be your sister. I should be able to tell you if at any point in time I'm not satisfied with what you're offering me, I'm not okay with it. But our culture does not give us that opportunity. You just don't say it. Because if you say it, you want to spoil his business. When you are not even satisfied, then the next thing, you better go out and look for another person that will satisfy you. So these are the things that are causing the inadequacies that we have with customer service relationship in this part of the world.
But let's look at the rights of the consumer. We have a Consumer Protection Act in Nigeria. What's the role of this act in satisfying or ensuring that customers and consumers are satisfied with whatever products and services they get?
The first the first area we should even tackle is, do the citizen, are they even aware of this act? Are they even aware of their rights? And I think CPC needs to do a lot in the area of enlightenment. They need to come out more. I know one industry that they've been active, that's a telecommunication industry. They've been very active in that area because.
But is it reflecting? Because the telecommunications industry looks like one of the poorest customer service industry in Nigeria.
You won't look at it in isolation. You will look at it globally. You know, when you get to the telecommunication industry now, they have their own challenges. And if I just pick the area of customer service, I might be doing much disservice to that industry because it's a whole complex, starting from the feed, starting from their mast. If you have ever seen a base station of a telecommunication industry, you will know that it's a complex thing because in a base station, you have like 4 or 5 departments. Are all these departments, are they functional? At the same time, are they giving utmost results to satisfy the customer in that at that angle at a particular point in time? Now, CPC, we have to come out of their shell. So far, so good. To me, they've not been doing very well because we have so many industries, and their impact are not really being felt. It entails a lot of things because CPC itself, are they well funded? Being a government parastatal, let's start from there. Are they well funded? Do they have enough staff? What's their coverage? See, this is a complex, customer service is a complex issue. And we can't just look at it in isolation. You need to look at the whole total package. Customer service is just at the outward. What of the backbones?
But of course, the customer service is the one the customer can relate with.
Yeah.
And the customer can begin to ask, why am I being treated this way?
Yeah.
For instance, the telecommunications industry we just talked about.
Yeah.
Sometimes, many times, you call their customer service, and then for the first 10, 15 minutes, you're listening to music on your own airtime that you bought with your hard-earned salary or hard-earned money. And then they begin to play you all sorts of music and then some pre-recorded messages. Your money is going, and then you do not even get the problem resolved in the end.
Now the question is, what is the position of the arts regarding this situation you just described now? Have they gone against the arts? Have they gone against the law? We need to look at that. If they've not gone against the law, then we can't penalize them.
So what does the law say about this?
Until we lay our hands on the law and read through, understand, and interpret, then we cannot lay blame at the doorstep of any industry. Now, I want to agree totally that the response time by most of these organizations is very poor, very poor. I want to agree. And it boils down to the fact that many organizations have not really taken care of their customer service delivery. If a customer complains, now, a standard organization should be able to attend to that complaint within shortest time. Shortest. Look at telecommunication industry that we are taking as an instance now. I believe that the response time should not be more than 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Because, you know, everybody is on the go, you are on the move, and you call from now, especially if you're a business-minded person, you call every minute. So you can't afford to waste a minute waiting for somebody at the other end to answer resolve your issue. It's affecting that person in every resources, time, and everything, psychologically, because you feel that are these people, are they not taking me serious or whatever? So I want to believe before we can start talking of utmost customer service or customer relationship, we need to look at the whole setup totally. And that's why organizations need to take their customer service delivery serious.
So, well, you spoke about the fact that Nigerians are not even aware of the Consumer Protection Act. What can be done to bring them to their awareness?
One, media. You guys need to relay more to the society. You need to enlighten the society more.
Like we're doing today.
Exactly. If other stations too can be coming up with programs like this so as to enlighten people on their rights, to go a long way. Two, individuals must strive to know. Take for instance now, if I want to buy any product now, I just don't go for the product per se.
Okay.
I will look at so many things. If I'm buying, let's say, a phone now, a particular phone, I will look for a person that has been using that phone before. Please share your experience with me. What have you discovered with that phone? Where did you get it? If I get, let's say, the person gives me good feedback, definitely the next thing is, where did you get it? The next thing, I will go to that store. From the door, right from the security guard at the front gate, I'll start watching. Because tomorrow, if you have any issue with your product and the security guard misbehaves or tries anything funny, you can't even enter the complex, and it's very irritating for you to stay outside and start shouting. So you need to be watchful. You go in to the front desk, and most times you discover that the so-called receptionist, I don't even understand that term in Nigerian context, because when you say receptionist, the receptionist is just to receive you, not necessarily to relate with you or to attend with you. The front desk, who is the person manning that desk? It matters a lot. It speaks volume.
So are you saying the receptionist shouldn't double as the front desk?
I don't believe that. I don't believe in that. There should be separation of duty. Receptionist is just to direct you to the rightful person.
But how many organizations actually distinguish between those two roles?
It's because we are cutting costs. Basically, most private organizations, their bottom line is profit. So they tend to collapse 2-3 job responsibilities on a person. And that's giving negative image to the whole business as a whole. So by the time the receptionist directs you to the department or to the unit that will attend to your needs, there is one telecommunication industry in Ibadan here that I appreciate a lot. Once you enter, you meet someone at the door. You meet security first. The security will direct you to the receptionist. The receptionist will ask you, excuse me, why are you here? What do you want? It's that receptionist that will say, okay, go to this unit, go to this unit, go to this unit. And on getting to that unit, you meet another person.
So the receptionist plays like the role of an usher.
Exactly.
Sort of.
Exactly. She's not the one attending to your needs at that particular point in time, but she will direct you to the department, the actual department, so that you won't even waste much of your time. And once you get to that department, you meet somebody, someone will ask you, oh, what do you want? Oh, I have issues, so. Okay. In that department, they have like 4 or 5 people attending to the issue. Okay, go to this person, go to this person. That's the way it ought to be. One, they are conscious of why they are in business. 2, they appreciate you as a customer and they want you to come back. 3, they value the time you've left to come over and lodge that complaint. And no wonder they are the lead. I won't say they are the leading telecommunication industry, because you see, these things are structured. I said earlier, processes, procedures. So you can't just set up any Jankara market and start asking people to come.
So who is supposed to be responsible for building effective customer relationships?
It should be part of the company's culture.
Okay, so everybody should be responsible.
Everybody should, right from gate man, should be conscious of why he or she is manning that post. To the receptionist, up to the MD, everybody should be mindful of that.
So would you say that it comes from the head down to the bottom? Most times when you discover that some organizations do not have a good culture when it comes to relating with their customers.
That's a very, very tricky question. It can be top down, it can be down top, because you can pick up lessons from anybody at any point in time. So it's not going to be a stereotyped something that, okay, every day the other must come down. No. And that's why I said customer service relationship should be part of any standard organization. It should be part of their culture.
You know, the reason I asked that question is some organizations actually have policies that will build effective customer relationships. For instance, they tell you when any customer comes in, you must smile, you must do this, you must give the person coffee, you must ensure that the person is comfortable. And then that comes from the management. But some organizations don't have that. But you, of course, would see the difference between an organization that has that policy different from the organization that doesn't even have the policy.
Good. That's a good point. Even if you have the policy on ground and you are not ready to implement it, it's as good as it. That's why if an organization takes it upon herself to imbibe strong customer service relationship, the least person in the organization will be conscious of the fact, and it will be part of their annual budget. Take, for instance, if you go, you know, you must have been to some organization and you say, I want to use your restroom. On getting there, you find, oh, what is this? You won't even want to stay there a minute. And some organization, you will enter into their restroom. You feel like, I don't want to leave this place.
Some even have the policy of you not allowing people use their restroom except you patronize them.
Well, it's possible. Maybe that's their own policy. But
or is it right?
Well, if you don't have any business in an organization, why should you just go in and request to use their restroom?
You know, there's this phenomenon, especially when you're, traveling, and then you stop by a restaurant or maybe a bank. You just want to stop by to answer the call of nature before you continue your trip.
But you are not transacting anything in that organization. You are constituting a security risk to the bank. So why should they allow you in? Why? You are not transacting. You are not doing anything in the bank. You just walk in, excuse me, I want to use your restroom. It's a security risk.
But they do this in some other climes and they are allowed. It's really not a big deal. What
we should be talking about is not by organization. It should be governmental policies to provide functional public toilets. Functional ones. Maybe at major bus stops, major parks, so that whenever you are traveling, people can easily come in and do whatever they want to do, and they go. You can even charge. It can be a source of revenue for the state government or the local government, as the case may be. Just go in, pay 15 naira, 100 naira, relieve yourself, and you go. But for an organization to just allow a stranger that does not have any business, when the security situation is that alarming? No. I won't flow along that line. I won't. So, in essence, what customer service is a broad issue. It starts from the gate down to the top, back to the gate. Until the customer leaves the premises, you must always be thinking of how to satisfy the customer.
Let's talk about the issue of training and retraining of staff. How many organizations, you mentioned that a serious organization should invest in training and retraining of their staff, but how many organizations in Nigeria actually see that as something to really take as priority?
It's because, one, most organizations are just set up, not because they want to fill a need, but because they want to make money. Profit, basically. Most organizations, and that's why you see organizations in Nigeria, the average span of many organizations in Nigeria is 10 years. They don't think of longevity. Let's take, for instance, look at most of these multinationals that we have in our country. They've been here for 30 years, 40 years. You ask yourself, why are they still existing and in big form? Why are they not shrinking? You discover that they key in training of their staff as one of the key elements. They train the top management, the middle management, the junior management, the junior workers, up to even drivers. They send them on trainings. Drivers, they send them for trainings every 3 months, 6 months, annually. Why? Because they know that prevention is better than cure. So they tend to invest heavily. They tend to encourage you to be abreast of the latest happenings in the industry. So a serious organization that wants to stay in business for so long, not just to recoup the capital, and afterwards, anything can happen. We always devote a sizable percentage of their income annually on training of the staff. Is very important. Training. You can't under-emphasize training of staff at any level. Let me give you an instance now. Look at issue of cleaners. When we were growing up, you saw those mama, they will be using broom to wash the ground, to clean the old places. But now, if you are using broom, people will look at you that you are still in the olden days. Now things have changed. If you don't train your cleaners, your office assistants, if you don't train your office assistants on how to keep abreast of all these latest innovations in the industry, that's an industry, cleaning industry. If you don't teach your office assistants how to do that, they will be using broom to clean your WC, and anybody that sees them will just look at them.
All right, let's take a breather. We'll be back. It's still Business Hub right here on IATV, and I have my guest in the studio, Laolo Morinde. He's a financial expert, and we're discussing customer relations right here on Business Hub. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's still Business Hub right here on IATV. My name is Omobolanle Adeshui, and I have my guest in the studio, Laolo Morinde, financial expert, talking to us about customer relations and how businesses can grow having good customer relations. Now, let's talk about the airline industry.
Okay.
You see a lot of airlines, especially Nigerian airlines, canceling your trip or rescheduling your flight, even without prior notice to you, without apologies. Who can, Nigerians report to? Because this has happened to a lot of Nigerians. They go on Twitter, they go on, every social media page to complain, but nobody seems to be concerned about their flights.
One thing I would just say is this: if a passenger can just make any of these airlines a scapegoat, take them to court. By the time, you know, they pay big in airline industry. By the time you take the person, the airline to the court, and at the end of the day, you win the case.
So if you don't have the wherewithal to, you know, foot a court case, and it means you keep suffering in silence.
How can you? No. Don't think along that line. See, you have lawyers that do pro bono now.
But how many cases?
And you have lawyers that are hungry for fame. You can always approach them, and they look at the merit of the case, and before you know what is happening.
So how come we've not seen such cases happen?
It's because many do not even know that they have right to claim such from the airlines. And that's why I said we need to do more in the area of sensitization. Each industry needs to go out and let people be aware, the public be aware that these are your rights, these are your rights, these are your rights, these are the things you should do, these are the things you should not do. By the time the sensitization is well spread out, people will know. Just imagine if unnecessarily an airline cancels my flight and no apology and anything, and you think I approach them, no apology, no genuine reason. I don't need to have billions before I go to court now. When I know that they will, most especially if I'm pursuing a business worth millions of naira or millions of dollars, they will pay.
Well, it means that a lot needs to be done in the area of sensitization, but I'll just let you go after you give your final words on this issue.
Well, my final thought is let us all strive to know much about our industry. That's all. Once you know much about our industry, you can't know everything, but know as much as you are able to acquire information within that your industry, and you are good to go.
All right, thank you so much for coming on Business Hub today.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, I've been speaking with financial expert Laolu Omorinde, talking about customer relations right here on Business Hub, your one-stop business mart where we connect business owners to their target market. My name is Omobolanle Adeshui. Remember to keep making money and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.